Here at 6, I'm Natisha Lance. We are following a breaking news story that spans 2 states. Authorities say this man, Demaria Grant, was arrested in Gastonia after shooting and killing a corrections officer in Florida. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office released surveillance video of the incident, and we're going to show it to you, but we want to warn you, it may be difficult to watch. The incident happened at a gas station. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says Grant was assaulting a woman in the parking lot. You see it happening right here. Officer Brad McNew, who is out of the frame, tried to intervene. That's when Grant pulled out a gun and shot McNew. Grant drove off, starting a nationwide manhunt. It ended around 7:30 this morning when he was arrested on North Highland Street in Gastonia.
Today's arrest is about accountability. Accountability for a person who senselessly took the life of a man who was attempting to help another human being in suffering. This murder arrest is about our community's standing in solidarity with those who make the decision to do the good and decent thing.
Grant is charged with murder for Officer McNew's death. He also has outstanding warrants for second-degree murder and other weapons crimes. He's awaiting extradition back to Florida. We will keep you updated on this story as we continue to learn more details. We are